The food, the art, the clothes. We put this on the road. Nobody can get exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fast, fast. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the X, fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
That's facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Float focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only hope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put on the road. The Vatican exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up the E-notes. Fast, fast. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father to isfits, martyr to misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with state street, art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You on your toes. Till the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fast, fast. Okay, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
It's a movie, a movie.
Sound, check this audio.
Open my heart, let go of the ego. Run out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the nitty rap. Facts, facts. We gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Never left. Up in this bitch. He never left. Up in this bitch.
Yes, sir. KTLUniversity.com. Make sure you go and get your ticket. We have the workshop coming up on Wednesday, my geniuses. Facts 24. It's going to be super lit. If you're in Atlanta, check us out tomorrow all the way up into Sunday. We're going to be at the Black Wall Street Black Friday with the good brother Jefferson from Athletics. You better believe it. Kings County in the building. We're going to have some pieces on sale, some never seen before type of things. So if you are in Atlanta, make your next move, your best move, pull up and shop with your peoples. We don't wear Balenciaga over here. My niggas, like, did you get the motherfucking memo? Did you niggas get the memo? You know what I'm talking about? We supporting black designers. You know what I mean? We supporting each other and ain't no other way around it. So let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's do the roll call. All right, let's do the roll call. See who's in the building and whatnot. Shout out to every pulling up on Turkey Day. I see ya. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, let's do this roll call. Peace and love to everybody in the building. We're going to have a powerful show tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a beautiful show tonight. I hope everybody is in great spirits. You know what I mean? I hope everybody is mentally, physically, emotionally, and even financially well off. Good. Yeah. Pop your collar, my niggas. Bronx is in the building. Louisiana's in the building. Cleveland's in the building. Naptown is in the building. Spartanburg is in the building. NOLA, away at HTX, Houston, Texas, West Virginia, Akron, Ohio done pulled up. Yeah. Land of the Giants. I just did a consultation today with a young brother out of Ohio. Shout out to him. And I was able to tell him a lot of stuff about his state that he wasn't aware of. And that felt good, teaching a young brother about the importance of his city, right? Not just the motherfucking basketball team or the football team either. You know what I mean? And when I talk to people about their state and their city, I'm not speaking about the fucking sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking about the earth. You know what I mean? The ley lines, the importance of their towns. Allentown, Pennsylvania, PG County, Detroit in the building. What up, though? Alabama in the building, West Virginia, you know what I'm saying? West Oakland, Fort Lauderdale, Harlem in the building, Dallas, Texas, Norfolk, Virginia, Jamaica, Bomba Cloud, Westmoreland and his team. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Westmoreland brethren. Yeah, Righteousville. I see you. Macon, Georgia. Denver in the building. New Mexico. Yes, sir. Charlotte in the building. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to the Charlotte family. We've put up posts on the Instagram and also on the IG to inform the Charlotte family that we have postponed our event and we will be out there in January. You dig? But, you know, we have another event coming up. All is not lost. We do have this workshop on Wednesday that's going to be super powerful. We're going to be rolling out some new chapters in the Facts Initiative on the private side. It's going to be very powerful. You dig what I'm saying? So please pull up and be in the building. The T in fact is for trust. I know a lot of people out there not familiar with trust, wills, and stuff like that. So you definitely want to be in the building. We have a special guest. He'll be teaching. We're going to be introducing him before we even do the workshop. I think he'll be on Melanin Monday, my good brother Angel and whatnot. So, you know, going into 2023, we leveling up. You know what I mean? We're gonna be on our grown man shit. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get into some of the things that we haven't got into yet in a few years on this platform. So pull up. I promise you. You know what I mean? You will never regret it. Pull up, get this information, get this source, get these solutions. Get these solutions, not the rhetoric. Come and get the solutions. You dig? Yes. And shout out to Charlotte. Charlotte. It's a lot of y'all, Charlotte, but then a lot of people from Charlotte told me that they was out of town and that they was kind of happy that we wasn't gonna, you know, be doing it because they was like pooped out because they was gonna be with family out of town and whatnot. So we'll see y'all in January. You know, the way that the days are going, that shit is right around the corner. Fort Hood, Texas. All right. Tallahassee in the building. Kentucky in the building. Warren, Ohio in the building. East Flatbush in the building. We got another Charlotte in the building. Texas in the building. Camden in the building. ATL in the building. Miami in the building. Yes. Yes, indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Be very thankful, y'all. Be very thankful for the fact that you're living. You know what I'm saying? And feed your ancestors who are not here. Put something on the altar if you got it. Gwinnett, North, ATL, the North Side. You know what I mean? Montreal, Canada. Newark in this bitch. Cleveland checking in. Columbus, Ohio. All of my Ohio people, man. Columbus, I got bars for y'all, man. We got bars, Ohio. Got to talk about Ohio one day, man. Ohio is very special in the scheme of things. Sacred land. That's why they keep y'all so held down out there. Very sacred land. You must know that. Serpent Mounds, Newark Earthworks. Tap in. If you live out there and you haven't gone to these sacred spaces, take some time out. You know what I'm talking about? Go meditate on the motherfucking grid. You know what I mean? Go tap into the buried history of these mounds in your city. Like Ras Ben said, free your mounds and your mind will follow. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, pre 9/11 BX. Yeah. Forest Park. Yes, Richmond, Richmond. I see you. Fort Ancient. Detroit. What up, though? Yes. Yes, blessings. Shout out to everybody in the building. Greetings once again. Happy Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. Great to see everyone. You know, I could already feel the energy coming off the chat. It's a good energy. You know what I mean? It's a good energy. And that's a good sign. You know what I mean? Usually we have great shows as a result of that. Philadelphia. Damn, I seen a shootout the other day on the internet. You boys ain't playing fair, man. They was pulling out the motherfucking they was pulling out them goddamn what's that shit? What's the video game? Call of Duty guns. God damn it. Is it that serious out there? I see. Tri-State in the building. Jupiter going direct soon. I can't wait.
I can't wait. Yeah, they had them blickies, bro. They was
You on the right time. That's exactly what I'm gonna do after this. Check. Check. Think that- Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Paulo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art in my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we are the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. Be playing a part, be playing it smart. Facts, facts,
okay.
Yeah.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts, facts.
Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear my audio. We might not be able to do the microphone shit tonight. Survey, you can hear me? Okay. All right, so we good, you know. Yeah, all right. Audio was good. As you can see, I'm gonna have to put microphone on my motherfucking Christmas list because it gotta be a short somewhere in that wire. The minute I start taking the goddamn machine on the road, it start giving me these little problems. So we're gonna fix that. You know what I mean? We're gonna work that out. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up the line because I got guests tonight. You know what I mean? If we were in VA, I mean, if we were in North Carolina and Charlotte, this would have been this would have been the lineup that y'all would have been seeing anyway. I would have been going live with my brothers from the Team Facts anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be bringing the brothers in. Hopefully everybody will be able to pull up and everybody's not caught up and whatnot. But our first guest tonight that I want to bring in the building is our good brother who you heard on that beautiful song that I just played, the Facts Anthem. I think that's the song of the year right there until somebody proves me wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know who's in the running. That part. But you gotta get you a new XLR cable. Okay. Blacklight, I got you, King. You know, my birthday just passed. You know what I'm talking about? Send that shit to me. How about that? You know? But let me go ahead and pull my good brother in. So without any further ado, our good brother Sir Bay in the building. Peace to the God.
Peace to the family.
Peace to the board.
Ersky. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you. What's good with you, my brother?
Oh man. Just maintain keeping it balanced, man. Getting this rest, bro. I just been catching up on this rest, bro. Every time I call myself trying to bust a move, I find myself on the couch on the bed. So these last couple of days been about rest, bro. Realigning,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Sometimes we got to recharge them batteries.
Yeah. What's the hood? Peace to the family.
Yeah, when you beating up the pavement like that, you gotta take a little break, charge your vehicle, and get back out there.
Big facts. Yeah, man. I just been catching up on rest, man. Just spending time with the family, catching up with everybody. Always love. Family. Take every day to appreciate your family. Every day is sacred. Spend as much time with your family as possible. That's what it's really about. I mean, a lot of our people, are coming to realize you're not gonna get Big Mama or your stop, celebrating a lot of these, these holidays or whatever, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being the woke guy who knows everything. Example. It's just about being the example and realize matters. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got to get past the little things. We got bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to stay focused on our commonality and what the ultimate goal is. And once we get that out the way, we can worry about these other little details. So, man, just relaxing, enjoying family, getting ready for this new fiscal year. We're getting the administrative things together for Facts. Man, Facts is getting like a whole like revamp, man. We're doing some big things behind the scenes, man. Like we was very excited to be out there in North Carolina, but we was just excited as everybody else. Trust and believe we was ready to come out there all cylinders firing, but due to circumstances beyond our control, we got to postpone it. And it's for the better because a lot of people was reaching out like, yo, I'm sorry to hear y'all had to postpone, but I'm glad y'all ain't coming because now I get to come type vibe. You know what I mean? So it's for the better.
Right. Did you see that message where they say you killed your verse?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Okay, there you go. That's giving you your flowers. You know what I mean? That's giving you your flowers.
God.
Alchemy Goddess said that she's been resting as well. Yeah, this Mars retrograde, bro. Like
laying low, you know, not doing too much, staying out of the way, recharging, reevaluating things. Like during retrogrades, especially heavy ones like this, I go retro. You know what I mean? I tap into retro. I go into old books, old notepads. I watch old videos. You know, I got my shoebox filled up with DVDs, classic shit from the early 2000s. Like I go backwards as well, and I do what is known as a reassessment. You know, I do a measuring of where I am versus where I was, and
Ooh.
yeah. Sometimes you could find out that you're going backwards though. You
Woo.
know, you
Big
could go into like an old book and be like, damn, I was smarter 10 years ago. Just based off of my thoughts.
real talk. Real talk. You could read a book. I always tell people, like, you know, when you read a book, go back 2, 3 years, 4 years later, reread that book. And like
And
you
it
said,
reads you. No, the book reads you.
oh yeah,
There's some books that I've picked up that I stumbled upon. And when I was initially reading the books, I couldn't climb that mountain. You
right,
know, not to say that I read the words, but I couldn't necessarily overstand it. When I
right.
returned, yeah, when I returned though, with a stronger mind, more developed and whatnot, the book started reading me. Like it was an easy climb.
Absolutely.
But I will go on record to say, I'm speaking about me personally. I don't want to put anybody, I don't want to indict anybody, you know, who isn't in the courtroom with me. But there's old lectures, like I'm talking about as far back as 2016. I'm reading old PDFs of my lectures, and it was like more studious than what it is that I'm giving out these days.
Right.
And it has a lot to do with the environment. We're
Exactly.
not being challenged the way that we were being challenged back in those days. There was more pressure. It's not a
Absolutely.
lot of pressure right now, you know, and
No,
that lays on the shoulders of the collective. Niggas is not bringing it, bro.
that part. One
They're
thing,
not bringing it.
we can honestly say about Harlem and you know, Sinetta and New York. You can say what you want about the debates, but at the end of the day, like you said, that scholarship had to be up. Your work ethic, it's like no different from battle rap. You know what I'm saying? You had to
Right.
study your bars. So it's like the level of competition, the level of quality was higher. So that was the environment. That was the time frame, like you said. And you go back and look at this stuff and you'd be like, man, we was more advanced. We were more on it. We were more sharper. It was more serious. What was different? You know, what happened was the information age. That was at the cusp of the explosion of the information age. And we thought
No,
people,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like people thought like
That
information.
woke shit.
What you said?
Yeah, the woke movement is kind of like, you know, and I'm not gonna point fingers at the woke movement, like that's the catalyst to throwing us back and whatnot. But
Right.
all of that, I call it the Trayvon factor.
Yeah.
And you know, the woke movement comes out of the Trayvon factor, and it was a psyop. You know what I mean? And that psyop has infected or inflicted the growth and development of our community. And you know, I'm not gonna do, like I said, it's not just that. It had the Obama shit threw us backwards.
Yeah, facts.
Nobody wants to point, you know what I mean? I can admit that I drank the Obama Kool-Aid.
Full
You feel
force.
me? I was drinking the Obama Kool-Aid. It didn't stop me from being studious though. You
Right.
know, a lot of people got lackadaisical when homie came in and they stopped banging on the beats. They start going as they was going super hard under George W. And
Yep.
then when homie came in, niggas just relaxed and whatnot and got kind of lazy with it. And
Yep.
then it kind of picked back up, you know, when YouTube got its because Blog Talk era days there's nothing that's fucking with that right now. Even a YouTube era can't fuck with the Blog Talk era. The
Facts.
Blog
That
Talk era was like fentanyl. That shit was it was
raw.
uncut dope. It was raw, bro.
Yeah.
It was raw. I laugh at certain Clubhouse, and no disrespect to Clubhouse, but you know, in Clubhouse they go in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Granted, Clubhouse has its perks, but it can't hold a candle to the Blog Talk era.
Facts. Man,
Not at
gold
all.
raw, bro. And like you said, the information came and it was an explosion of information. And we thought that information agement, enlightenment, everybody knew what was going on. Everybody was abreast. It kind of was the opposite. It kind of blinded everybody. It's so much information. It's hyperactive to where people don't know what's real, what's fake. People don't know what to pay attention to, what to pay attention to. So the quality factor started to diminish. Then you had all the YouTube and Instagram and now TikTok scholarship and speakers. You know, so that all of this convoluted information made it more confusing. So a lot, like you said, we have these retrogrades because we have to follow nature. We have to follow the cycles of time and nature. So like you said, this time is the time to reflect. Go back, look at your old lectures, look at your old writing, look at your old goals, look at the things you wrote down, listen to your old music. You'll come to find and read old books. You'll come to find you're talking to yourself through yourself. Right.
I mean,
like
you could also find that you were projecting into the future, that you were a time traveler, that you were what they call a soothsayer. You know what I mean? You were Heru, you know what I mean? And through Tahuti, through being the scribe and whatnot. That's why journaling, where's my journals? Right? Journaling, very important, right? These books, very important. These are going to be NFTs in the future, right? Yeah.
Cover, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that for my birthday. Shout out to. So, I mean, I got books on books on books on books. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna turn these books into NFTs in the future. But think about a deluge, right? Think about a flood turning into a deluge, right? And the information age was a flood that turned into a deluge. We didn't have Google in the LIU days. We couldn't just pull out our smartphone and go and get an answer, or not even an answer, what they wanted to give us as an answer, right? That, you know, you got to remember that part. We didn't have the leisure of having a supercomputer in our pocket. With the supercomputers in people's pockets, it hasn't really even changed anything. It has retarded. It has somewhat stifled, and it didn't do what it was intended to do.
Right.
You feel me? So now we have people to regurgitate master teachers and put on like its original information when they're just parakeeting and they're siphoning off, you know, they're plagiarizing. You feel me? And it's like, then we have Google scholars and Wikipedia scholars.
Right.
You know, we didn't have that in our earlier days. I don't know where a lot of these teachers was getting. No teacher ever really was coming up there and saying, I channeled this. Right? They didn't have the audacity to be like, yo, I'm about to stand in front of y'all and give you a whole lecture on some shit I channeled. You know what I mean? They might say that, you know, I got a download, but that was in the midst of proven scholarship.
That's right.
They were giving you mad sources. Like Phil Valentine had the books. He had the pads that he was reading from. Bobby gave you a book list of a litany of book lists. Delbert was quoting sources. And then you had the audacity to say, yeah, and then I got a download. It was like, cool, you know what I mean? But you didn't lead with that. These niggas is leading with, yo, I got a download and I was staring at the sun and he told me to tell you that. I'm like, man, I need receipts. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you need to record that next time, nigga. Where's your Ring camera? I need to see the evidence.
Real talk. Because like you said, because what happens is, and I love TH3RD, he breaks it down the best. Spirit means air. Spirit means breath. So a lot of this basic information has been so mystified. You know, basic things have been mystified, but it's really 101 things. You know, spirit means breath. If you're breathing, you're spiritual. So people, like you said, they come with this, I've channeled this, and it's just all imagination, which imagination is more important than logic, but imagination is not the only thing. So we take from the celestial, the mental, and the spiritual realm, and we bring it to the physical. So everything that is true and tried and tested, is gonna align in the physical world. So no matter if you've channeled it or whatever the case may be, you'll be able to reference it in a book or reference it in the physical realm because there's nothing new under the sun. That's what this
right.
means.
So it's like, yeah, do your channeling, but do your due diligence to go deep diving and be able to link that up with, you know, because like you said, there's nothing new under the sun. Nobody is sending out new information. They're sending out shit that's in the Akashic records and whatnot. It's almost like the morning dew, right? But that can be found somewhere in some types of ancient texts, or there's some white dude somewhere. Because if we run into a white dude and he's sounding like he's saying every fucking thing that you're saying to us, and you saying that you got it as a channel, then I'm like, nah, nigga, the channel that you got it from was fucking Rumble or BitTube. You know what I mean? Like they're not on YouTube; they're on them other platforms where a lot of the right wingers and the niggas is on 4chan getting their information, bro. I mean, I'm not retarded. I know what's going on. You got it from BitTune and you got it from Rumble. You know what I mean? You got it from Parlor, nigga. That's your channel. You know, I channeled it from the ancestor. I'm a descendant. Like, come on now.
You trying to run?
You're not doing that.
You taking somebody else's, and really, it's really not even the second hand. You like 4, 6, because it came from original scholars. You have the Delbert Blairs, the Dr. Phil Valentines, the John Henry Clarks. I mean, the list goes on, and then you got the internet comes, and now you have people taking the information, flipping it with their own spin, their own ego, their own perception to deliver it, because everybody is a channel. When you go on TikTok or Instagram or social media, every single one of us, we're our own TV station channel. We're our own commercial. You know what I mean? You have to look at it like that. So people realize that, and they're spinning it without getting actual recognition to where it comes from, or they don't even know where it comes from. It's not, and that's why it's not sticking. You see? Because the whole knowledge and the whole point of to have all this esoteric and occult information is, one, to make us better human beings, and two, to enhance your life and to apply it into physical reality. So, you know, God and being a God is not a noun. God is a verb. God is the action. In order to be God, and you have to be doing it. You have to be living it. You have to be breathing it. There goes your spirituality right there. So it's like, until you actualize what you know, you're not in God mode. You know, we extract from the heavens. We extract from the Akashic. We extract from the source mind, and we bring it into the physical reality. So at the end of the day, the math is always going to line up if it's real, regardless, because you could be calling it spirituality and occult, and they could be calling it quantum physics, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing.
And I tell everybody, and I say this, you know, from experience, that there's one thing to be a student, you understand? And then there's another thing to be a practitioner. You know, I could be a student in college and read books on, you know, heart surgery, but the day that they make me an intern in the hospital and I become a practitioner to the studies of heart surgery and I'm hands-on, it's a completely different. Now I'm living it. Now I'm living it and I'm breathing the science. So I can interpret it as I go along. I have a greater understanding. And even when I speak on it and I teach on it, you know, whoever's receiving it can tell I'm speaking from experience. So I've been able to be very transparent and open with this audience that I'm in front of and whatnot. And I don't, you know, I don't try to say like, yeah, I was born conscious. And I was, you know, when I was 3 years old, I was decoding Sesame Street and all of this stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, I be honest with people, like, yo, I was in front of Dr. Sabi, and, you know, I was receiving everything that he had to deliver. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I still was on, you know what I mean? Like when I left the Usha Herbal Institute, you know, I still was drawn to what I was drawn to. You know what I mean? Like I still, because I wasn't living the science like that. Yeah, I was eating salad and shit and fucking rice cakes, and I was drinking bitters and whatnot, but living the lifestyle of consciousness was not set up for us to live. We had to really like create that lifestyle, you know what I mean? And it wasn't just I saw my mama doing it. I saw my Sabi. I saw them living it. I saw them creating something that in the 80s it was such an anomaly that it was like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is so outside of the norm. It was like, what? So even when I look towards my future, it was hard for me to be like, I could see myself healing and taking up, you know, stepping into Sadie slippers, filling in Sadie slippers. Like, you know, it was something that I contemplated, but it was like I didn't see the lifestyle as being a lifestyle that was gonna take over shit, you know. So I was drawn to a lifestyle that was already set up, and that was the hip hop lifestyle. For my generation, that's I don't even know what to call it. I just call it. It was the streets. It was the hip hop shit. It was the dance hall. You know, it was early gangster rap. You know what I mean? It was like studying the gods and the earths, and you know, contemplating if the black man is God, listening to Farrakhan. You know what I mean? All of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then we went into the deeper information around 9/11, a little bit, maybe a little before that, where I got introduced to Phil and a lot of the new conscious leaders, thought leaders, you know, but they wasn't even pushing lifestyle. It was like after the lecture, you go home.
Go home. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was so much information, and like it's generational because it had to come in increments like that. But now we're in the lifestyle age because pretty much everybody thinks they know what consciousness and spirituality and occultism is and all this stuff. But again, when we get back to the basics of these things, spirit is the sacred breath. It's to breathe. It's breathing. It's breath. It's the actual prana. It's your prana energy. That's what spirituality is. You can muster up that chi through breath, but your spirit is not your soul. You know, your soul is a different aspect of your essence compared to your spirit. And then you have the mind. Mind is all. So there's so many faculties of our energetic station that we've limited ourselves just with this ego contest of who knows the best, who can deliver it the most wittiest, who can be the most popular while they deliver it. And it never really was about that. Like you said, Bobby and Dr. Phil during that time, they come, give you 6-7 hours and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like people was falling asleep in the classrooms and on them videos. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much information. And
it's passing out.
Right. It was passing out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I used to leave with migraines. They was cutting through. It was like they were breaking through the concrete. My pineal gland was not calcified. That shit had concrete blocks around it. And they were bulldozing through my concrete calcified pineal. And it was giving me big migraines. It was almost like I had a chip in my brain and they were short circuiting it. That's the best way that I could say, because I would go home and sleep for like 12, 14 hours type shit.
Real talk.
And then I would wake up and I'd be like, I have a new perception of things. Like I remember after a Valentine lecture one time, I was so pooped out when I got in the bed, when I got in the house, I ran right to the bed. I laid down, my head was pounding, the room was spinning. And then when I woke up the next day and I looked at myself in the mirror, it was like I had like a glow on me. You know what I mean? Like my perception of who I was a little bit different. And even when I went outside, right? Because, you know, I've told this story before, and I even talked about it with Source. You know, my field of criminality, right? I was not preying. I wasn't predatory towards our people from the gate. I never was predatory towards African Americans, Black people, whatever you say. My line of business was going to get cotton reparations.
That part.
That was my line of business. I didn't have to, I wasn't scheming on Black people. I wasn't destroying Black families. I wasn't taking advantage of niggas' mamas. I used to abhor drug dealers because of some shit that I witnessed where I seen a nigga getting neck from a nigga who we know moms. You feel me? And I was like, if that's what y'all gotta do to sell $5 rocks, I don't want no parts of it. But my mama even warned me that if she caught us selling drugs, then my grandfather was gonna put a hit on us. You dig what I'm saying? Because he had them hitters and whatnot. So she kind of scared us straight, you know what I mean? And I just felt that was the most bottom feeding shit ever. And I used to be like, why is the girls attracted to these niggas. They on demon time, and these niggas are not right. You know what I mean? Like they're literally destroying our neighborhoods. And we had a militant mind as teenagers. We was tearing the stores down, bro. I'm talking about, and we wasn't doing no petty shit. We was cleaning out sections. You know what I mean? Like we was filling up laundry bags and running out the door with expensive shit, bro. Like we was tearing these white folks a motherfucker. We tearing their toupees off. You know what I mean? Now I'm dead serious, bro. I promise you, like
it's happening now. It's happening.
Nah, again. I know it's happening. The cycle came back, but even the shit that I be seeing them doing, it's kind of sloppy. Like we wasn't doing it. We wasn't barbaric like that. Our shit was kind of like, you know, like ninjas. Like they didn't even know what would hit them. You know what I mean? And if we had to, the box cutter would have to come out because you wasn't gonna stop us. But we was in Connecticut, Jersey, Virginia, DC, Maryland, Atlanta. I'm talking about we tore this whole shit to pieces. This is like the late 90s type shit. So, and then I saw drug dealers turning into fiends because we was coming back to the hood like Robin Hood, selling $3,000 coats for $1,500. And sometimes we would barter with these niggas and give it to them for $1,200, $1,100. Niggas would give us hammers. We would barter, we would trade. Yeah, I got these guns. All right, I need that. You know what I mean? But never was I in a mind state where I'm trying to take from another man and one of my brothers and sisters. I know how hard we got it in the fucking hood, and I know that shit could get my top popped and whatnot. I didn't have that type of larceny. I don't have that type of karma on me, and I did my little, you know, I paid for my little discretions and whatnot as a teenager or a young adult. I gave them a lot of years of my time. I never did more than 6 months though, you know. I never did.
Right. But still, like you said, it's the print.
But I justified it. Yeah. I was able to justify it because I was exposed to information from my father's, my mama's, her circle, and they was just telling me who I was versus who I wasn't. And the way that I was able to survive in the jungle, because them niggas didn't want to hear the preachy shit. You know what I mean? We just had to go and hit licks.
Right.
And on the licks, yeah, while we on the licks, we could talk some, you know, pseudo woke shit with these niggas that were like super knuckle draggers, you know?
Right.
And that was our stage. That was our beginning stage of pontification, you know, to our peer group, right? When I'm teaching, like what people witness us doing in Harlem and whatnot, and what they witness doing in Brooklyn in the streets, and what they witness, like I don't talk to people who are easy targets. I don't go after easy targets.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to wake up easy targets or low hanging fruit. I leave that to the whizzes. I leave that to Instagram posting and TikTok. Like we going after the hardened of our people. We going after the people who are very hard to reach in the streets.
Right.
You feel me? Who they're gonna fight you if you say that their Jesus is not white.
Yep.
Or not real at some points. Like they'll knuckle up with you. If you come at them and tell them that the titty that they've been sucking on, you know, is not something that they should be suckling on. Like you know what I mean? They won't want to fight.
That's right. It's a false nipple. They gonna get mad. And you know it's crazy. I was watching Brother Panic's well, I didn't watch all of it, but I was watching some of Brother Panic's last lecture on YouTube, and he was breaking down, he calls it duality hood movies. You know what I'm saying? He realized something that I realized one night when I was watching Belly. I'm watching Belly. And this is like way after it came out. I'm just, you know, smoking, watching Belly. And I'm like, yo, Sincere and Buns are the same person. I'm like, yo, Sincere and Buns are the same person. I'm like, yo, Sincere is not there. I said Nas was the spirit. And and you go back to, he was talking about all of our hood movies were like that. You know, Juice.
Right.
Bishop.
I saw it.
Yeah, bro. So it's like we are fighting this duality, especially us melanated Aboriginal indigenous men. we have this duality. We have this angel and this devil on our shoulder at all times, you know. And the thing is when you suppress one, you suppress yourself. So like we start to realize, like, nah, like you said,
Well,
it's
this is what we do.
Yeah.
We create, like how, look, you see how Nas, how you said that Tommy Buns was Nas?
Right.
When I was in the hood and I created my tag name called Wisdom, right? And then after that, I was Phil Figure. Then after that, I was Filthmore, right? So I'm creating my shadow self. I'm creating an alter ego in order to allow my shadow self to exist, right? When somebody addresses me as Phil Figure, I'm not gonna respond to them as Philip Moreland. I'm going to respond to them as my old dog, right? That was my shadow. That was my outlet. That was my, you know. Yeah, let me bring Blue in the building because he just pulled up and whatnot. That was my Blue is felony. You know what I'm talking about? You think I'm outside like that? This nigga named himself Felony. Hold on.
Hey, look, is Blue and Red the same person? Are y'all the same person, bro?
I think so. I think so.
That was always the ruse. Always was. I was attempting to teach them a story about Blue being an illusion. So Blue Pill is really Red Pill all along. But I'm like, you're always gonna fall for, you know what I'm saying, the ruse without doing the knowledge, because that's how it's set up. That's why such thing as color code, because colors activate you.
Right.
Red the active color. It makes you activate like this.
And
Blue
all of the
cools, hold on. Blue slows you down, and it, you know what I'm saying? It allows you to be programmable, if you will. Hence the fact that all social media sites, what color the main ones are?
Blue.
Blue check.
Right. Blue. So Facebook.
It was a social engineer program. You know, we ran a simulation called a Red and Blue Pill. You know, it was already in motion. Like,
if you look at our
don't
pictures,
fault us. That's
if you look at our pictures,
that's what the movie shows you.
Yeah, Blue is shoulder to shoulder with me. Blue don't exist, y'all. That's why when he on his IG, niggas be like, I didn't know you had a twin. Blue's not even here.
Facts. You know, people be like, yo,
Blue's not here.
Twins? People don't even know y'all twins, bro.
Because it's really just one of us. They know more than we. This.
But I mean, you know, the mythos of the twin anyway is that it was one spirit that had so much power, had to split into two, and that's a mythos that's told, you know, continuously throughout indigenous cultures. So these are their cosmic narratives. These are people's origin stories. It's not like a modern day mythos that they cooked up. This is how they explain the beginning of time. You know, the beginning of, you know, every or the majority of indigenous proto civilizations on this planet have a twin mythos story. And you know, again, as evidenced by that program that Raku did on Black Magic when he was speaking about the ancient Americas and the Atlantis aspect. You know, he was speaking about the mythos, the brothers, the mythos of the brothers. You know, more accurately, the mythos globally of the twin narrative. You know, always tied into the origin stories of the planet, and also speaking about ushering in of the beginning of time. Right. So I got to watch that program with the elder who was on Black Magic, the brother with the Zion glyph.
Right.
And he laid it out, you know, the red and the blue star Kachina, and spoke truth to it. We were dancing in the plaza. So this backs up as secondary backup the ritual that I got on Black Magic in March, and told them, look, I just did this ritual in Sedona right in front of the Merlin statue in the center plaza of Sedona. And then I ended up going to a, you know, a cavern in the Sedona Mountains that has not seen human habitation in over 600 to 700 years, a temple.
Wow.
You
Wow.
feel me? We climbed inside of the earth, inside of a mountain, into an inipi, which is a sweat lodge, and did ceremony. You feel me?
Heavy.
You know, and then the crafts came. You feel me? And this is not, again, this is not the hyperbole version of it. This is not the I was on toe medicine version of it. This is not ayahuasca induced, right? This is not a Boomy manifesto. I'm telling you straight up.
Right.
You know, the aspect of the fulfillment of what's called the Hopi prophecies, yes, of the blue and the red star Kachinas. So yeah, you gotta, the purification comes now by way of fire. We're in Sagittarius, just experienced this new moon yesterday on the 23rd, the energy of which is still lingering now. You have to have used the energy from the 23rd to program your 23. If you miss this window and this opportunity, stop everything you're doing. Be mindful though that the gut is now stuffed. So the neurons that people can pull for manifestation has now been overwhelmed by starch. So you had better got your intentions in, because whatever on your brain is on your neurons in your belly, and that's what's going to be magnified, because Jupiter also went direct today. So the waters in your body, Pisces, Jupiter is now stationary at home. It's going to be amplified. The memory that you're creating right now is the bell and the tone and the tune that's going to resonate into the motherfucking ethers, because now it's also swimming on the waves, this black wave, this black light wave that came by way of the blood moon. So all blood moons cast 6-month shadows. So people saying, yo, we got a Scorpio season. No, people did not master the lesson of death. You're not out of Scorpio season. This shadow is going to follow you for 6 months. There's going to be a lot of things still taking place, even in the beauty and the magnificence of Sagittarius, because, once again, they're going into their peace, love, and light mode. And, it's all about to clear up. I'm like, I can show you 10 articles right now to show you Scorpio energy in the news today. Let's not be mindful. These niggas did not graduate. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They did not. And today would have been the main day to say around every household, they should have family conversations about Shaniqua and takeoff activities and energies.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be the main discussion in everybody's living room. Yo, protect these children from these goddamn brands, right? There's too much continuities of this narrative coming up about these people that you look up to being into nasty, disgusting shit with children. What more do you need to know? The same people that massacred these people and ate their identity, their soul, and their homes is the same people that's going around devouring everything on the planet they come into contact with. And it has not stopped. And they've been fully exposed, and their fucking skirt has been lifted off. And we still celebrating them, hoisting them up today.
And I'm not gonna say this.
We are. Mm-hmm.
Nah, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, man.
Nah, you don't exist. I said that earlier.
Man, that shit ain't called slavery. That shit called human trafficking. Hold on.
Right.
Let me finish it. Fuck that.
Yeah,
this shit is not called slavery. It's called human trafficking. It's called sex trafficking. It's called organ harvesting. We talking about from the times of what they say slavery was.
Right.
That's what they was doing, because the unspoken slave trade is the one in which they were sending indigenous people, what they call Indians. They were sending them to Spain and to Europe first. Before they allegedly went to Africa to get any one of them, they put them in slavery, worked them to the bone, and they were shipping them all around the world. Then they shipped them from Spain. They shipped those along with other Moors that was captured in 1492 when Granada fell. They shipped them to Haiti.
Right.
Right. So it's not. They wasn't lying when it was like, oh, the West Africans got shipped to Haiti, but they came by way of Spain, and then they was mixing with indigenous people here. And then they snatched up the people from the Mississippi, and they were sending them to the Caribbean. Then they were sending the Caribbean offsprings of them back here. Then they were sending them up No, so all of
Then
this.
no, look. Then they was grabbing them because when you go straight across Boston, you could hit Europe straight across. So they were King Philip's War when they were toppling the Indians, the natives over there in Connecticut, Vermont, because Vermont was where they created these. Vermont created these boats and whatnot. They would go straight to the UK and shit like that. So yeah, they were shipping our people to the UK. Like Blue was saying, there's portraits of Columbus and them bringing back the indigenous to Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand in Spain, and all of them are copper complexioned and whatnot. They were selling us in the slave markets of Seville and shit like that, and Cordova.
Yes, they were doing that, right? They were mixing. It was getting real mixy and real messy.
Right.
Then I saw a video today of an indigenous brother that they snatched here. They sent him to England. He caught an education. They sent him somewhere else. He caught an education. And then he came back here. And when the Europeans showed up here, he had already taught his people how to speak English.
Right.
So they was waiting on them with the lingo. And that's how long prior to, because they said the slavery, quote unquote, the African slave trade hadn't even started yet. And these people had already been all the way around the world and had offspring.
And no disrespect to anybody that's out here cooking these days, but y'all be real disrespectful because y'all don't pay homage to the people who was teaching this shit before these new scholars that y'all been introduced to. Like I said earlier, if you go back into the Blog Talk Radio archives, we talking about 07, 8, 9, 10, and 11 before Instagram. So you didn't even meet these new Instagram scholars back then. They wasn't even around. They're regurgitating shit that's already been taught, my niggas, and they don't even want to pay homage. We gotta give homage to where it's due.
But then, yeah, again, those are things that you just write on the whiteboard that need to be corrected because people just not gonna automatically, you meet the people where they're at. What that means is that if people woke up yesterday and what they reached back to and grabbed was something from Twitter, and then that person from Twitter was a hydroponic and the nigga didn't have roots in soil, right? Because some of these niggas is aquaponic and hydroponic. They didn't get birthed from soil. They got birthed in petri dish. This is petri dish consciousness. So niggas don't got roots. They got cloned with the mother cloned, and they became. These is like 5th and 6th clone generations. They not the niggas that they put the seed in the ground and the shit rooted. No, they got grown in the dish. That's what social media is. You don't got to be on the curbside. Niggas don't got sweat. They don't got tickets to prove they went to lectures. No, shit digital. It's aqua. It's a different realm. So we just gotta appreciate what the level of availability is. That's not meaning that you didn't succeed at what you was doing, right? The community failed to maximize from it to create a digital library of it where they would be the go-to source. So again, a lot of what we see is evidence of good works that have been done and incomplete works as well. You know what I'm saying? And then a clear indicator of what needs to be done going forward if that level of discomfort makes you want to maximize on one, content already created, two, content either archived or not, because there's mad other history of teachers and people that have been adding on. You feel me?
Right.
Because these periods of time, great interest where people do want to know. But it's time that if we really get precise in what's the word I want to look at? If we get aligned so much with different dates and releases and things of that nature, you can catch the shit when you need to. Like I'm saying, Netflix, their release schedule is around certain events that they know that the media is gonna help push. Like when they drop the FIFA doc, they was know that's gonna go right into the World Cup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The strategic FIFA, the soccer, when they explain how powerful the corporation that runs soccer is globally, how much influence these niggas have around the planet to make shit move.
I gotta watch that.
Qatar is a very big, all of this when soccer moves, it's politics, it's global
Big
politics.
politics. Yeah, big politics.
It's global politics, and it's the big bag. It's the biggest bag. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? This is the biggest sporting event on the planet. So if we can show that, you know, I could go into Gematria and show you what they're doing with the Super Bowl, because that's an event that so many people's attention and energy is pulled into. Niggas ain't go to the World Cup yet and be like, damn, what type of energy they ciphering off of this shit? Look at the energy activity in the stadium, let alone the attention span, right? And they got the elements. This shit ain't just like football where it's mad niggas involved. They got the women in the whole country, the children, right?
Everybody.
The granny niggas is on their deathbed with the TV on. Like, nah, I ain't leaving until the score finish. Nah, this shit for real.
Manchester United.
If you want to talk about sports, yeah, superseding religion and being able to move the needle on global society. Remember the EYL episode? You know, the US, America singular. Everywhere else outside of the US is like one another. We're the only people in place on the planet that's singular and unlike anywhere else on the planet.
Facts.
And that puts us in a box. You feel me? So a lot of people have no idea. We represent 5% of the global population. We the real 5%ers. And out of that 5%, you know what I'm saying? We do represent, we are the 1%ers.
Right. There's a question in the chat.
And then you become, you're 1% of the 1% now. And then you're 1% of that.
Right. That is true.
Blue going crazy.
Do you understand?
No, we definitely understand. Absolutely. Super facts.
Right.
King Gold. She's asking what topic should take priority for growing knowledge seekers.
That's a brother.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't see the first button.
I
apologize, brother.
Again, it has to be a tripartite approach, which means mind, body, and soul. You have to be feeding all three of them simultaneously so they could keep up with one another. To prioritize one over the other, though, I would really need to know, you know, where specifically do you need the most attention or help or support. So with the body, it has to be health. With the mind, it has to be mental health. And that goes into, you know, taking an assessment of what you hear, what you see, and what you put into, you know, because you eat everything. You eat through your eyes, you eat through your mouth, you eat through your ears, right? Everything that you are subjecting yourself to, because those are frequency and that's programming. Then you want to step back and take an assessment of the things you've already been exposed to. How does this music honestly make you feel? You know, when you hear trap music, do you have them voices in your head like, damn, I want to whip up a pack? You know, do you want to ask yourself, you know, why that shit gets you moving unlike anything else? You know what I'm saying? Are you able to be yourself without it? Are you addicted to it? You know what I'm saying? Is your identity tied into it? You know, is this where you get your signals from for how to be a man? And then you got to evaluate that. Do you think that these men are capable of having one healthy relationship? So they look up for healthy relationships. Do you think that married a bitch you will love for the rest of your life? Can you make one your housewife? You know what I'm saying? So is it even probable for us to say that, you know, we looking for the baddest bitch? Niggas don't get married to the baddest bitch and live with her forever and raise a family. That within itself is a self-defeating mechanism. These was always the exceptions and not the rule. Now it's become the rules. And the exception is the shit that's getting pushed out. And what they just explained with this article, they said that humanity is moving towards another evolutionary jump. And they said that we're about to mimic ants and bees and become a community of one, a hive mind, a one mind. That's what they're pushing for when they're speaking about controlling the narrative, because they know that the people are sheeple, they're malleable. You can pretty much mold and mesh this society into whatever you want it to be. So social engineering is inundating, especially the minds of children, what they want to, you know, put in front of them to now normalize it. And the more normal that they think that this is without no resistance, you feel me? They naturally evolve to in that particular direction. and they already know, doing statistics about, you know, birth rates, this would be a win for the eugenicists if we don't come up with a superior plan, because you know the what's being used with the music, you know what I'm saying? It's a pandemic of the mind. You know, I also saw the article where they said that they was able to create a virus from music. So my next question will be, all right, our scientists, you know what I'm saying, the people who know how to study the music, engage it and measure it, you know, just through cymatics, we can see which each one of these songs look like. With the Dr. Emoto, you know what I'm saying, experiment, we should gauge and have, you know, water telling us what each one of these music, have each one of these songs on file, so you know what the virus in our society is. You know what I'm saying?
I think that should be the next. I think that should be the next experiment, Blue. Playing drill music to the water to see exactly what kind of viruses are being created through these frequencies. Because, like you said, and I put the video up, y'all. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you get a notification every time we upload. Blue does like daily IG lives, and I make sure to upload them to the channel. And his last IG live, he blew my mind away, and he brought an article out that said that the C19 scientists took the C19 virus and actually made music with it.
Turn it into
There's a harmonic. They turn it into music. There's a harmonic frequency to all diseases.
Yeah.
Right.
They're able to turn all of it into notes, into music.
Into notes of music. So if that's the case, then what does the reverse engineering look like? So then now the frequencies that they've been giving us through the music can actually be these same diseases. Case in point, during 2020, during the pandemic, right? When we saw a proliferation of a certain genre of music get flooded into the mainstream radio and the airwaves, that created, you know, that made Black men, especially young Black men, you know, begin to kill each other in unprecedented rates all around America, right? So was the virus sequenced and given through the airways? Was it airborne through the music? Because they said that it was airborne, right? Did they not say that it was airborne? It was an invisible enemy.
And yeah, so those towers, those satellites, people was looking out for 5G, right? Thinking it was just cell phone signals. It's like, no, nigga, it's streaming. They're streaming the signal. It's the music that was breaking down people's immunity, making them more susceptible, because niggas started getting turned. You feel me? And Pop Smoke was the precursor. That was the body laid on the altar to start the feast.
Pop Smoke was the sacrifice. He was the blood sacrifice. Right. Because it turned up immediately after he got hit.
So I'm like, for the reporting of Van Lathan, no disrespect, right? I'm like, fam, you didn't put together the fact that he had beef with the Armenians because of the whip, and then he was with the Russian male bride. Like, why didn't you even explore that angle to ask if she's people or not?
This nigga was with an Israeli.
But
I didn't know. Let's preface this real quick for the audience. Real quick. Hold on. Let's add context. Because I saw the interview on Adam 22 with the other producer of the show, not Van Lathan.
Okay.
There's another producer who has a long history in the publications, and then he got into TV. He's a brother. Check him out. Good information. Because he speaks about why that show came about, right? He said because when Pop Smoke got murdered, because him and 50 was so close to him, it messed 50 up. 50 ran to Mona Scott and was like, yo, I want to do a show that's talking about these rapper murders. And then they tapped into this brother who has a history. He's the brother who was behind Unsung. And I always bring up Unsung and whatnot. He was the producer behind Unsung, right?
Wow.
And when I saw that the woman that Pop Smoke was with the night that he got murked was a Becky, first of all, who can't speak any English like that. Then when I'm hearing like an Israeli or Russian accent, and like you said, Blue, he had drama with the Armenians because he got locked up by the feds for having the Phantom, the Ghost, the Wraith.
Right.
I'm like, come on, son.
And yeah, because the street buzz at the time when he violated, they was like, oh, they had a bag on his head. Back then,
I thought he was with a sister. He was with the equivalent to a Kardashian graveyard pussy. No, I'm dead serious, bro. He was with bro.
So when the man was like, why you ain't dead? She trying to spin it like he must have, if he lined it up or set it up for the hitman, she was supposed to get dropped as well. You know what I'm saying?
How that works.
But he like, nah, if it was a hit and they getting rid of all witnesses, why would you be alive? You had to have to do it if you still alive. How somebody gonna come and lay something in front of you? And if they're brazen enough to put slugs in him,
they would lay the whole house down
and leave a witness. That don't make sense. You feel me? And how them things is done, especially when them boys is reckless with the pistols. So
they ain't robbed nobody in the house. They didn't leave with no cash. They left with a Rolex. Like what? You niggas is slip. I'm surprised. My intelligence is insulted. I'm like, you niggas didn't get on top of this shit right here.
Yeah, but again, that's neither here or there. May that brother rest in peace. You feel me? But openly, yes, we do acknowledge that kind of set the tone and the frequency off for a very bloody summer in Brooklyn of 2020. You know what I'm saying? After that body got dropped and they really started cranking up, you know what I mean? And that gave birth to a whole new genre of drill rappers. You know what I mean?
Because it was only in Brooklyn.
Remember, and yeah, the sweep started the day before he got hit. I think they did the sweep of the Wu, the first sweep. 2 or 3 days before he got hit, they started doing sweeps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the way up until now. Last week, they just did a sweep of 39 members, I think. The day after our born day.
The Wu and the Cho.
Right?
Right. They've been sweeping them up since 2013.
So
when there was another crew called something, I think the Wave, and they was in Marcus. They was in They was in Marcus Garvey Towers, and it's something with Drew Ali in there too. Like they got like a Drew Ali, huh?
The Drew Ali Plaza, that's right there in Brownsville. That shit is, they say, that shit off the hook.
You feel me?
That shit is off the hook out there. The Drew Ali joint, but they also had implications of a set that was in Flatbush on Newkirk, down the block from them, because Prince put me on to this, how they were spinning back then. This was the precursor before I knew that it had anything to do with not seeing them.
Right.
No, I knew. He told me, yeah. I always knew that Nasir was in, you know what I'm saying, in the mix like that. But
Nas Blicky.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Somebody asked, yeah, I did see Dots. What is that on what's the name of that documentary they just dropped last week? The death one. Died Suddenly. Yeah, I did see Died Suddenly on Rumble. It's what we've been, I would love KT to really build on that. I don't want to take his light because he's been on top of that. Him and the likes of Ariza Islam. So I would love for the people, I don't want to jump in nobody's lane and whatnot, but I don't want to say I told you so, but that's that Jabberwocky talk. And you know, I don't do the pat on the back type of thing. However, you know, I do know that I saved thousands of lives. Blue Pill have saved thousands of lives just by standing strong.
Right.
Just by not going live to get the shot. You know what I mean? I see Goofy doing that on, and I had to unfollow certain niggas back in those days that I thought was standing up, and these niggas was going live. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, all of the woke niggas went and did that. You know what I'm saying? To my knowledge, and you know, they made it, they politicized it, and it's like, you know, we held a fort, and even in the conscious community, you had a whole crew of people that was pushing that line, and y'all still didn't run them out of town. You know what I mean? They should be completely outlawed and banned. You know, but y'all, you know, people let shit ride, so it is what it is. Y'all let agents come amongst you and push poison that actually has caught, you know, died suddenly. Died suddenly is about sudden adult death syndrome. There's young niggas dropping. The poster child for the Jabberwocky, who was like 8 years old, he dropped. You got athletes dropping. You got star athletes dropping. Watch the FIFA games and pay attention. One of them niggas might drop.
Yeah,
so, yeah, salute to Kyrie for standing on that and not folding, because if he fell, if he folded, if he sat down and urinate, he would have dragged a whole bunch of people with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we even have done the real knowledge on the vicariousness of what social media macro influencers have on people. When they kick them off the cliff, thousands go with them. You understand? Thousands go with them. The level of how people are living vicariously through personalities and whatnot, the cult of personality, their influencers, their followers now. This is different from back in the days. This is different from a fan. You know what I'm talking about? This is different from a super fan. When you got followers, it's like them sheep that be going in a motherfucking circle in China.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he go down, these niggas go down. You know what I'm talking about? I saw it in the conscious community when Freaky Cuz went down. All of the niggas who was his clones got locked up too.
Yeah.
Like dominoes. How about that?
Yeah.
What was that about? When Freaky Cuz got locked up, all of his clones got locked up too.
Facts. And yo, you know, they're showing videos of all these animals going around in circles, like you said. This is going around all across the country, across the world.
Yeah.
Animals do this when they have no sense of direction. So you'll see
the magnetic pole is off.
What you think? Exactly.
The
yeah.
magnetic poles.
Animals and insects do that. People saying, why are animals and insects doing it? It's a loss of direction. It's a loss of the circadian rhythm.
They are mimicking what's going on in society, and again, that's the check mark on the end of the social experiment that started with Mars went in retrograde, and we seen what we seen on the side of the brother. Then we seen what we seen with Shanquisha on the side of the females. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's been other that has been matriculating all the way up into Shanquella. Right? Even this thing with Lotto and Nikki, we already seen what we seen all last month with Cardi. This is the energy that is represented by the community, right? That shows themselves by way of the culture. So it's no mystery. The shit that they on, that's what they on. They say it's all the way up and it's stuck.
And it's stuck.
Right? And it's stuck. So you could come outside at any given day, at any given time, and you know, like a bird watcher, what you need to know is it's right there. It's on Broad Street. Right? And it makes it simplified so a baby can get it. It's not deep. It don't need the coding.
Right.
This is where the people are. This is who they are. Hypocritical in nature. Again, not to take shots at nobody, but Black Hebrews don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right.
Black Jews don't either.
Yeah, Black Jews don't celebrate.
Facts.
Neither Muslims.
And I'm not gonna say nothing like I'm holier than thou. Yeah, you know, and
It's not a part of Christianity. Hold on, son. It's not a part of the canonical aspect of that religion. It's a folk tradition of a country that takes more precedent than anybody else's religion is here. And we
Damn.
all adhere to it. It's called Americanism, and we are locked in step in it. Right? It is the biggest religion. It's the one that engulfs them all. Right?
right.
Whatever you bring here, you're gonna break yourself when you get here. It's not gonna break itself to what you bring to it.
Right. And it's the culmination of the Jason ritual. It's the N in Jason.
Yeah.
The N is November. So towards the end of November, you celebrating the because they said it's feathers over fezzes. The Rod Hayes and all the y'all new teachers have come along and sparked, you know, the new students and whatnot about who they really are or who they not, right? Niggas is talking FBA and whatnot, but y'all did Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So what the fuck are you talking about? You helping to perpetuate the curse for a whole nother year. You feeding the Luciferians and whatnot. Like you don't see. I'm just saying.
Like let's paint the picture, because I was gonna do this. They need an AI that can do these type of requests when you prompt. Picnic table at a lynching with the Klansmen there, and at the table is the first Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving was given at the site of a lynching. That was the backdrop. Little Becky and them, this in the exorcist dress, the little ones, this shit, to be at the site when they got the swinging bodies with the smile on their face on the back of the
Right.
Polaroids that they were using as postcards.
Right.
Yeah, that's the company that you're keeping. You're sitting on some get out shit at these people's table, and the shit that they got is not a turkey on the table. It's a melanated baby roasted. And that's what
right.
you're sitting at. That's the first Thanksgiving. Now,
Right.
every single other one is used to commemorate that ritual, right? You're
To keep it
pouring
alive.
blood and putting
Right.
energy back, keeping alive that egregious massacre, the seeping and the bloodletting, right, that took place in that particular massacre. If we understand who the Pequot people are, me is personal because they tie directly to Shinnecock, who are our people. So
Mm-hmm.
I know the Pequot are melanated because they melanated still to today. You could go to Foxwood Casino
Hey.
and see who the Pequot are. They look specifically like just like you, Survey.
To this day.
To this
To
day.
this day. Word.
So we know specifically they talking about melanated indigenous people that got railroaded, that they sent up. And again, like I said, it's not even ordained. It's not even a part of Christianity, but they are practicing something that would be considered graven. It's pagan in nature. It's not part of what they call a Christian nation.
Right.
So what's this? And why didn't God provide for his children? Why did what you call the Indios, that means without God, and they Latin, they slick,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without God. So why are these savages who are without God the ones that are saving God's children on a pilgrimage,
Right.
running from religious persecution to begin with? So what hand is playing this?
Right.
Woo! Psych op on psych op on psych op.
Right?
Damn.
And people once again had high civilization. Case in point, and the evidence is the fact that these people are holding on to a constitution that was extracted from the Iroquois Confederacy when they laid down law, and they had the precepts of religious doctrine in order to create these documents. Hence the fact they said that they was the fucking lost tribe of the Hebrews, and they said that they was the lost tribe of Israel, and they had the commandments, right? And the document that this country is going around the world fighting to enforce was drafted off of their source.
That's right.
Right? So who's the higher civilization? And they had
Woo.
lodge houses. So how you gonna have a Masonic lodge before they had a lodge? Or who got which one from who and who first? Because they can't arbitrarily have long houses here. In a
Right.
long house, the same thing as a lodge, and it's set up the same way. And they got aprons on with the fringes, just like the goddamn Jewish people.
Hebrew.
Hebrews.
Hebrew.
So who's fooling who? They got Proto-Hebraic languages over here. Proto. They got Proto-Hebraic language. Proto-Hebraic comes from Phoenician.
Mm-hmm.
And the Phoenicians get it from the Chaldeans.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you gotta, again, you must do your research into what these people are. We know who they are. And they go back to the Akkadians and ultimately the Sumerians.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
people do their homework because this information is available, it's accessible. But damn, they pulled one on us, and we're so complicit. We're so deep in the quicksand. We're so deep in the mud of it, right? We in the pig pen with them, so we
Mm-hmm.
cannot be holier than thou. I'm not holier than thou. Just hold me to
Right.
my vows.
Ooh, bars.
Feel
Hey,
me?
look.
Oh, you trying to rap today?
No, he just spit bars on you.
I,
Like he did
No.
that.
just chill, let that breathe. Yeah.
Guess jacking bars. Get the phone out. Go ahead. Though.
Now, look, I want to say this real quick, because you brought up a point. Something that's very important is another event that's about to take place is the presidential election. So this next 2 years is going to be high political base. So campaigning is going to be very important. So I employ all of you because we're on our campaign now, the Facts 24 campaign. But I employ all of you to really figure out what you stand on, what you stand for, what you live by. What are you willing to live by and kill for? What are you willing to die for? What are you here to erect? Because it's time for you to campaign, right? You got to campaign because if you don't champion your own campaign, you're gonna fall victim to the campaign that they got for you. And like Red and Blue just said, you can see the ambiguousness, even with music. Now that trap music and drill music is dying, you're going to see the ambiguous music start to come up. And the ambiguous music is to program people to be ambiguous in their identity, right? So you're going to see a lot of that. So you really have to get concrete in who you are, what you stand on, and what you're campaigning. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
You made a good point. Every time they said the music was too violent and too aggressive, they brought some real soft, you know what I'm saying, PM Dawn type shit afterwards. They
Yep.
always stuck that in. You feel me? This is going to be no different. They're going to try to be like, yeah, let's go to, the universal house music is not that threat. Let's go to
Right. Right. And they're gonna have you in the dark with all kind of weirdness going.
Yeah.
It should just bring back all of the fucking Nintendo songs and dance to that.
Trance music.
Techno house.
Yeah.
So yeah, like once again, it's our task, our job to stand and deliver, because if not us, then who? It's not going to be done. When you're talking about curating culture, when you're talking about cultivating consciousness, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Concisely cloth. You dig what I'm, so it's properly layered and lapelled.
Right.
We got a job to do, and we can actually have fun doing it, so it's not even work. You know what I mean? And that's doing it with love. So many people have just been prepped and prepared just to get here. Now what's next? Because everybody just been waiting for Thanksgiving all year. Now what?
Now what? That part.
And again, finishing out strong, being intentional, because the new moon energy is still present. Not to cut you, because you can speak directly to it, because what you're doing is intentional. We will come into Charlotte being super in line and in time with the intention of this new moon. You feel me? But nonetheless, the opportunity is still present. We're still here. We're here right now with you. You know what I'm saying? And we have something amazing that we're offering to you. Again, this is, officially, just like Trump announced his, just like Ye announced his, we're announcing ours. The candidacy has begun. You feel me? We was 10 toes down from November 9th, from 11/9 after 9/11. making the proclamations known. You know what I'm saying? We campaigning, knocking on doors, coming to your home, right? To get into your dome, this is for the hearts and the minds of our people. Biden
Right.
said it's the race for the soul of America. You know what I'm saying? We
You want
like
line?
not we talking to the hearts and the spirit, the hearts and the minds of our people, so we could get on that one accord. That one accord leads to 44. That 144,000 is what time is now. That's where we at. So we're talking about formulating and furnishing this ark to get out of these muddy waters. You know what I'm saying? There's a tidal
Right.
wave coming. You don't want to get washed up. It's very septic. It's a cesspool. It's the swamp they talking about. That shit is about to flood and tsunami. You need to get to high ground. You feel me? And stay inside. Don't even come outside. It's about to be a cold winter. Let's just create.
Mm.
You know, we made some
Yeah.
amazing ways in a virtual space. Let's get back to that. While these people is boo-hooing and complaining about crypto, that's cute and it's unfortunate, but it's not the death toll. It's the kill off of the shit that they was trying to pull as they attempt to pull some new shit. And we should only be concerned with what we're attempting to pull. Because if you don't got a plan, once again, then you're gonna be subject to a plan of another man who does not have you in his best interest. He needs somebody to step on and stand on so he could feel tall because he got a small man complex. And
Right.
you finna volunteer to be that one? Nah, don't walk into that. That's not a dignified role. I know that niggas need employment and they quiet quitting, but you should not be looking to put yourself to you should not you should not be looking to jockey for the position of a man's footstool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not where you want to be.
Yes. As a collective and as a people, we all witnessed what last month had to offer us, just in terms of what we were shown collectively. A group of people who've been behind the curtain, pulling a lot of strings and controlling a lot of our everyday, because people don't realize how far these hands, these hidden hands, are reaching and how much it is affecting everyday life. We're talking about a group of people who are directly in charge of the medical healthcare industry. We're also talking about a group of people who are directly in control of the courts. These are your lawyers, these are your judges, these are your clerks, these are the people who are dealing with the ledgers and whatnot, right? These are your insurance agents. We're also speaking about the same people who are in charge of the entertainment industry, right? By way of the Hollywood media complex. They're also in charge of the music industry. They are the progenitors of the fantasy industrial complex, right? So they are involved with shaping thought and visions and whatnot. They're shaping the minds. They're in control of the minds of the people. They're in control of the bodies of the people. These same people also have their hands deeply, right? Deeply implanted in the banking industry. So the
Deeply,
financial
deeply,
aspect of
deeply,
how we, huh?
deeply.
Deeply, right? And I put a video up earlier today about the biggest bank heist that took place with the Freedman's Bureau. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna show it on this show in a minute as well. Who do you think those people who usurped the Freedmen's Bank were? Who do you think the people who created the Fed?
Sam Friedman. You see, I'm missing you. You missing the whole play.
Ooh, FSX, huh?
Yeah, the
Sam
Freedmen
Friedman with the
Bank got
Freedman
usurped
Bank.
by Freedmen's,
Damn,
right? In
I
the
should have
same
had the
way that
bomb set up.
Freedman Bank, Sam Friedman just pulled a heist on the crypto bank.
Biggest,
Virtual
the biggest, yeah, the biggest heist.
biggest.
The biggest. So we also talking about the people who are in control of the education of our babies, and they were the ones who taught us. Because my Jewish teachers lied to me. I don't know about if anybody is willing to admit what theirs did to them, but I was lied to, and I was trauma bonded with a bunch of, of these quote unquote, they trauma bonded with us as children and whatnot, but they failed to mention while they were trauma bonding with us, they omitted large portions of the truth, right? Like they failed to mention the role when they were telling us about Germany. They failed to mention what they were doing
American
in
history
Namibia,
occurred in the early 1870s,
right?
when a group of rich.
They failed to mention what happened in Rhineland. All right, they covered Rhineland for like 5 minutes when they were telling us what was going on in Germany. They didn't tell us in Rhineland that's where they knocked off millions of our people inside of Germany and whatnot. This is the clip that I'm talking about with the biggest heist that was done in American history, and how our people, and we were not shown this in Hollywood. They showed us in blackface. They showed us subservient. They showed us as mammies. They showed us as Step and Fetch It. They showed us as beasts inside of that movie, Birth of a Nation. They showed us as rapists. They showed us as drug dealers. They showed us as pimps. How is it that the Jewish people who were running Hollywood always emitted the fact that we had our banks, we had Black Wall Street, we had Tulsa, we had Rosewood, we had Lakeland, we had all of these towns, Seneca Village. We had money. We was hopping out of Model Ts and whatnot with full length fur. What part of that? Why did they never show us that?
Mm-hmm.
So when these same people that I'm speaking of, they got inducted into the Hall of Whiteness, right? They were brought into what is known as the white race. This is not real, right? It's a construct. It's a social construct. What did they have to do to get into that house? Anybody that saw Gangs in New York, we know how the Irish became white, and we know how some of the Italians became white. They just were not going to let them, they were not going to induct them into the halls of whiteness until they did what? They had to use us as a footstool. They had to pledge their allegiance to white supremacy and step on us, because prior to that, they were called niggas themselves. But let me play this real quick and we can continue to comment.
Bank heist in American history occurred in the early 1870s. Biggest bank heist in American history occurred in the early 1870s, when a group of rich white men stole $80 million from poor black folks. And the government ensured not near one of them white men was prosecuted. Let's talk about the Freedmen's Bank heist. After slavery was abolished, newly freed blacks had few economic resources and opportunities. To alleviate these conditions, Congress established in 1865 the Freedmen's Bureau, a temporary post-Civil War agency helping the formerly enslaved obtain food, housing, healthcare, education, and legal assistance. The Bureau didn't last long due to poor white tears, even though they benefited from the program, in southern states introducing black codes that took away our rights just as quickly as they were granted with emancipation. With the Bureau also came a charter for the Freedmen's Savings and Trust Company, brainchild of abolitionist John W. Alford, who recognized blacks needed a permanent savings bank if they were to successfully transition from slavery to freedom. This was especially true for the black vets who traded military service for freedom and needed a safe place to deposit earnings. Over the next 7 years, the nonprofit bank established 30-plus branches in more than a dozen states, where 72,000 blacks opened accounts, each dollar representing a percent ownership of the bank itself. While black people worked within the branches, the board was all white. New trustees convinced Congress in 1870 to amend the bank's original charters that exclusively allowed trustees to invest bank dollars into U.S. securities and prohibited loans. With this change, trustees started giving unsecured loans to friends, transferring bad debt from one bank to Freedmen's, and funding their risky business endeavors. One such endeavor, led by trustee and Governor Henry Cook, was the Seneca Accord, which upon its failure, the loan could not be repaid, and that catalyzed the bank's closure. Thousands of black folks never got their money back.
Come on, sis.
Damn, son. Look, again, from Freedmen's Bank to Sam Freedman. I mean, it's that's the cycle.
That's the cycle, right? I gotta cook that up, Blue.
From Freedmen's Bank to Sam Bankfried. What's his name?
Fried. SF. What is it? SF.
From
SBF.
Freedmen's Bank to Sam Bankfried or some shit.
Yeah.
It's the connection is there.
Audio. Does the audio sound lower to y'all? It sounds like everybody's lower.
No, sir.
No, not my end. But yeah, the cooking of the books, right? Them creating ways that they can pull funds as trustees out of corporations and siphon those funds to other corporations that they also are involved with, when those businesses go under, that they are that's a risky investment, right? And it's going against the rules and regulations. But in the crypto realm, it was unregulated. During the Freedmen's Bank, it was just unrespected, and they were able to, run away and steal these people's money and never have to account for it. So these people are very clever, shrewd businessmen when it comes to accounting and bank heists. You know what I'm saying? By way of, paper gangsterism. They don't need pistols.
Right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't need pistols. Paper gangsters.
Yeah.
So Sam fried the bank, man.
Sam fried the bank, man. You feel
I'm
me?
talking about $15 billion was wiped out in a course of 72 hours. Our people with their poverty minds, right? The poverty-minded consciousness amongst us, the poor righteous teachers, they crucified Ye for having to pull his chain back up, right? He had his shit tucked because he was a billionaire. You know, billionaires tuck their chain, nigga. Billionaires don't have their chain out. And black people abhor the fact he fucked their money up.
This is why facts
right?
are so important, because
You there?
Sir Bay, you with us? They hit my nigga with the hand solo freezing. You good?
You're calibrating. You there?
Right.
You were
Fried
saying
sister is the dean of the Columbia University's mailman. They all over, man. They at MIT. You know, the whole family is placed all over the place. This story will not go away. We will do an extensive report on FTX, because there's a lot of people out there in our community that you don't know about it, because the media, they have to report on it, but the war machine did not turn on against Sam the same way that it turned on against Ye and Kyrie. You've seen the weaponization of the media when their fangs are out. You niggas got scared. You know what I mean? They was going so hard that niggas was scared to go to work. I'm gonna take the week off. Shit, hot at the water
they start
cooler.
sending them niggas money. Like, yeah.
Right.
Make a donation to the ADL.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They had regular niggas apologizing. Like
they started apologizing. But them niggas like, look, man, just make it go away. I'm gonna just send y'all.
Right. You don't know me.
Oh, this is who I send my ties to? They rerouted their
niggas taking pictures with their Yeezys on. You don't know me, but I own 5 pairs of Yeezys. I just want to apologize for Mr. West. Mr. West. You know what I mean? Niggas got so scared, bro.
Bad, man.
So what's not going to happen is we've decided as a collective, as the team Facts, we're not going to sit back, right, and be a part of what they call political theater, right? And the stage has already been set for this political theater, this satire, this wag the dog show that's being put on between Joe Biden and Donald Trump and all of the other actors that are going to be in the motherfucking film, right? While our people have to choose who they're loyal to, and while our people are going to be distracted, right? Fully distracted, and while our people are going to be giving their time, their energy and motion, you know what I mean? They're going to be giving it their brain power. They're going to have arguments at the barbershop and all of these things, and nothing is going to be built. Nothing is going to move forward. No attention is going to get put towards the initiatives that are going to help us as individuals and as a people. We're going to give our attention, which is a form of monetary exchange these days, to Donald Trump, the Republican Party. There's going to be Negro outrage because, of course, they're going to have their sleeper cells wake up right? And begin to and you know, begin the same way that they activated the sleeper, one of their agents to go and shoot up the gay club, right? You know, that was a Trumper that did that. Okay, I went through many different phases of political theater, and I am electing to remove myself from said theater, right? And we've decided 11/11. So let's put in this, let's manifest on this moon. Please, Blue Pill, can you lead us into this 11/11 prayer?
Yes. Again, family, you know, we should slow down our breathing, methodical breathing. Just take a deep breath through the stomach. Exhale slowly. You want to visualize what you intend on manifesting, whatever your personal goal is that you want, that big, big, big vision, that big dream that you need to come alive. This is the time to put the boat on the water. See yourself putting it in motion. On the inhale, you bring that picture up crystal clear. On the exhale, you see it dissipating. You're breathing and pushing it into the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is going to take it and do what it needs to do with it. So let's get it. Exhale.
Oh yeah. Woohoo! Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, my good brother. So on Wednesday, November the 30th, 7 p.m., the same way that we would have been doing this on Friday, tomorrow in Charlotte, right? We are going to be launching Facts 24. That is our campaign, right? This initiative has officially become a campaign. Our slogan is "In Facts We Trust." I wish I had my bomb. This is going, yes, we're going to be focusing on the trust economy. We're going to be focusing on building trust amongst each other, the tribe. We're also going to be focusing on trust and wills. We're going to be focusing on insurance. We're going to be focused on forming a fraternal order, right? We're not playing anymore. You will not see us in the public the way that you've been seeing us because we have work to do. We have a book to write. The next time you see us step on the stage, I personally must have a book in my hand to give to the people that's going to detail what it is the facts, what it is that we're doing, and what it is that we stand for, and how will we all benefit from this. We are not going to stand in the middle. We're not a political party. We're nonpartisan. We don't endorse any political candidate or any political party. We're not trying to be the president. We don't want to be the mayor or any of these things. This initiative doesn't have to fall in those ranks. We're a fraternal order. We're an order who follow a collective idea
Right.
and vision.
And also working in the aspect of being a political action committee.
Right.
We represent the interests of the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And our movement, again, will be able to secure us influence in the political sphere for the interests of our people specifically. And there's ways to go about doing that you don't have to interact or interface directly with what's considered to be the voting process. Case in point, the Asian community, the Indian community, and the Jewish community represent a substantially small amount of people when it comes to demographics, but they yield extraordinary influence over political decisions because they understand that there's there's a financial part to all of this. It supersedes everything else. And the way that we do that, according to what's considered to be quote unquote, the law, is you do it under the auspices of a political action committee or a PAC.
Right. Right. So I'm gonna play the commercial real quick for all 600 plus of y'all in the building, and then we'll be right back. All right. Let's just play this this promo commercial for Facts 24.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, chillin' the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had.
Facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock 'em like Blanco. Only pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder than ego. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, chillin' the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father to isfits, martyr to misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with state street, art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for check, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, chillin' the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts, facts.
Fire, bro.
That's crazy, son.
That joint is fire.
I thought I was over there cooking, doing my thing.
Nah, look, I had some tofu turkey earlier, and I went crazy. My wife made me a little sandwich.
Fire.
So this is our official campaign launch. Somebody asked about donations. Until we set up the right, platform to receive our donations, which is going to be, it's going to be the same platform that the good brother Isaac Hayes used to fund his social media website. Until then, I would say the donation is to get the ticket, right? We made it very affordable. There's a sale going on right now on the whole KTL University, 44% off of the whole store. Take advantage of it. I get emails every day where people are asking me, when is the sale? When are we going to make it? When is it going to be more affordable for these lectures and whatnot? So the whole store is on sale. The ticket for Wednesday's class is $44 and whatnot. Be in the building. This is just up the preliminaries. I'm going to bring special guests on. Like I said, we talking about all things trust, life insurance, wills. We giving you the breakdown of what the Facts is going to be doing. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm very excited, especially going into this new fiscal year. I'm not going into 2023 with my head in the sand, spinning my wheels, trying to figure out what Kanye is doing while he's clearly no disrespect, while he's sending out bat signals in all of his interviews talking about the food, the art, the clothes, the technology, and the shelter. He's in a warehouse making clothes. He's on the board. He has models for a new city. That's the shelter, right? He's dealing with the art, and he's also talking about the food and whatnot. So I've seen everything that I needed to see, right? I know that we have one of the most viable solutions, right, for the people who are in alignment, right? Because I don't know who the people are, but I know that the people, right, if you become a member, now you're the people who are part of the initiative. Because I'm speaking, we're speaking into the airwaves, but we are speaking to a specific person, a specific people who are proactive, not reactive, who are not emotionally moved and blowing in the wind, waiting for the next tragedy so they could trauma bond with the next person. That's not who we're looking for. Who we're looking for is individuals who studied long enough and they like, you know what? I'm ready to make some moves happen. Because this will not stop your studying. This won't take you out of your school of thought and knowledge. This won't take you off of your path. It's food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter, tier 1. And then, of course, tier 2 is private. You know what I mean? And we getting busy, y'all. We working.
Yo, yes, my brothers, I have to remove myself because I got to get ready for my company sale at midnight as well.
Yes.
I got to put some finishing touches on the programming on the back end.
Yes.
All right. I appreciate
it, brother.
Yes. This moment in time we got to spend with one another. Got some monumental news to share with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Continue doing what needs to be done in a fashion in which it needs to be done. May the people be able to, you know, see this as the value and the meal that it is, you know, that I know y'all might be stuffed, but this is that
This is
food.
that dessert.
Yeah, that's that soul food for real.
Yeah,
For real.
you know what I mean? This is that good plate. Soul for real. So, you know, yes.
Like you said, that Valentine is gonna make you wake up a little bit more shiny tomorrow. You know, optimistic, unapologetically optimistic about where we're going in the future because we have tangible plans. You know, and the magic is in the momentum. Nothing is gonna come to people who are just, you know, sitting still. You may be sitting still and meditating though and slowing down time, but make sure that you're activating the upper crevices of your mind to bring into fruition the most beautiful design. And with that, I want to sign off and say peace, love, and cosmic darkness to the family, because that's the highest form of light. You know what I'm saying? We got to be perfectly balanced and imbalanced at the same time. You figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Blue point.
Indeed. Real quick, before we sign out, I'm going to just give y'all this commercial as well for KTL University. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So that's how I spend my Thanksgiving.
Come on, bro.
Creating, working on my business.
Wow, because like, yo, the actual visual, the visual marketing, the visual presentation just leveled up, bro. I could see just within that increment of time the level up, bro. salute to Brother Red, bro. Like, I see how you maximizing and actualizing your time. That presentation, both of those presentations were amazing. Yo, family, be sure to get the tickets. Yo, catch up. It's the perfect time to catch up on KTL, the Blog Talk Radio. Take advantage of this sale, this Facts Friday sale, this Black Friday sale, this Cyber Monday sale. Wintertime is coming. You're going to be in your house. It's the perfect time to get your research on. It's the perfect time to get your rest, your reset. Let this information download into your subconscious so you can be renewed and refined for this new year. Be sure to join us Wednesday for the Facts Workshop. We got major special guests coming through, people who have tangible solutions, tangible resources, but we're not in the public side. You have to show yourself tried and true through the membership. So come connect with real people, network. This is to enhance you as an individual and to enhance us as a collective. The Facts Initiative is now officially the Facts Campaign, Facts 24. We are employed to become a body politic. And like the brother so eloquently explained, this is to utilize our influence and our power, which is our dollar, which is our interest. Like, let's say, hey, look, we need community centers in the hood where they can learn 3D, they can learn virtual reality, they can learn coding, and we need one in every major hood where the gun violence is high. Let's everybody put $20 in a week until we get to this dollar amount. You know, now we don't have to wait who gets elected as the mayor or the governor or the president. We got the money to fund it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So as a body politic, and I just want to salute Red and Blue. Thank y'all for having me tonight. And man, powerful information. Be sure to connect.
I was at Queen Yanazda. She had an event on Sunday, and I met the mayor for South Fulton County. He said it's the blackest city in America, 94% melanated. A young brother, like cool and everything. And you know, we're gonna put on with our collective to whereas we'll have mayors asking us how, you know, for formulas and whatnot. Like, I'm not waiting for nobody to get elected to do nothing for me, my family, or my community. I'm just not doing that. I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm respectfully removing myself from being a monkey in the middle. I'm not playing the bipartisan game. I'm not going to be the battery. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the godhead to spearhead what it is that these people are doing, because they're utilizing us to collapse the wave and whatnot. So I'm going to take my talent and I'm going to focus on this initiative. I'm going to focus on the food, the art, the clothing, the technology, and the shelter. 30,000 members is the goal. And I promise you, everything will change when we lock this shit in. We're going to incorporate the technology of Web3, utilizing the blockchain, smart contracts to bring back the trust, right? With the open ledger, you know, you'll see where every penny is spent. You know what I'm talking about? Everything will be available to all of the members. I'm in book writing mode right now. I'm really in, you know, we're gonna end out this fiscal year in the right way, because this has been a powerful year for us. We've been making monumental strides. So it's only right that we end this year with our heads high rather than having our heads in the sand. And I'm manifesting this on this moon, right? I'm speaking it into existence on this moon because I'm in alignment with my ritual. You feel me? So this is that dessert right here for that meal that we all had tonight and whatnot. And salute to everybody that linked up with their family and allowed them to just enjoy their presence and whatnot, and didn't turn over the turkey table and shit like that. And you just let your people be who they wanted to be. And then, you know, you blessed them as a special appearance. You pulled up. I didn't even have the ability to do that this year. You know, I just kept it real local with my wife and my son. And, you know, it's all good and whatnot, because at the end of the day, we have work to do. And one day out of the year, it don't, you know, one monkey don't stop the show. You know what I mean? My family knows that we love them. And I know that my family loves me. All of my children are good. I spoke to them. So it's just with that being said, it's work to be done. No more play. I don't want to waste no more time. You know what I mean? I don't want to spin my wheels and try to figure this out. The solutions that we need It's in our hands. If there's people out there that have skill sets and you want to go ahead and reach out to us, please be welcome to do that. I'll put my email right here. Reach out to us. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? Don't feel it, don't feel no type of way. Don't feel intimidated. If you have a resume, you know what I mean? We will definitely require a resume. We have a vetting process. Please be who you say that you are, because you're going to have to prove who you say you are. We're just not going to, willingly sit back and let somebody come into the fold just because they said that they are who they say. You got to have to show and prove, rightfully so, because we have to protect ourselves. And I'm sure you can understand that. You know what I mean? But we are looking for a few good men and women to be on the team and whatnot. You feel me? And we're moving forward. And I want to say thank you for everybody, especially for your support throughout this whole mission. But these babies got to eat, bro. You know what I mean? And this year showed me everything that I needed to see. This year showed I would be a nincompoop if I went into 2023 and continue to carry shit on the same way. No, we're at war. There's an intellectual war. There's a culture war, but there's definitely a spirit war going on, right? There's definitely a spirit war going on. And there's rumors of war in the physical sense, right? So with that being said, I'm moving more militant than I've ever moved before. Head on swivel. I'm not accessible the way that I was a few months ago. I removed myself from being very accessible. You're just not gonna be able to pull up on me like that. You know what I'm talking about? We're about to switch the royal chamber into a members only type of thing. You're just not gonna be able to walk in there anymore. It's members only. We switching up the whole shit. Not accessible. I'm not gonna be outside smiling and beguiling. I'm working. So if you don't see me and you don't hear from me, just know that I'm working, because the stakes are high, bro. The stakes are high. You know what I mean? It's it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We come in peace, and we come in peace. I'll just leave it at that. We come in peace. Because with the food, the art, the clothing, the technology, and the shelter, none of those acronyms have anything to do with something negative or something that will put you in any type of danger. It's all, each one of those acronyms are dealing with love. How do you get the Zoom link? KTL University, sir. Thank you for asking. The Zoom link, when you go and get your ticket, the Zoom link will be sent to you. This will be done through Zoom. This is going to be an online workshop. I'm bringing on one of my special guests on Monday's show, inshallah, and he'll be able to break down what it is that he has to offer for all of the FACTS members and whatnot that are ready to sign up. So it's a new day, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a new day. You know what I mean? And I want to thank for the times that we were accessible, everybody who tapped in with us. I appreciate y'all. Love and light to y'all. I hope y'all had, I hope you took advantage of that opportunity. And as we move forward, I'm just putting it on the records as to what it is. Please don't take it personal. Okay? Please don't take it personal. You know what I mean? This is for this is for safety measures, and this is also for the betterment of the collective. So with that being said, I want to say thank you. I'm going to leave it on the Facts Initiative song. I'll see you on Monday or maybe before that. Who knows? Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you also hit the the subscribe button. We want to reach about 100,000 before the end of 2022. You know what I mean? Because this is a numbers thing. I want to be able to count the numbers. I want to count heads. I want to be able to count right numbers. These numbers that we have right now are not even right. On my IG, on the YouTube, all of the numbers are off. So we need to get the numbers right. I'm looking for people that are serious. I'm really looking for people that are skilled, that have talents. Of course, if you belong to any one of those sectors, you're into the foods, through horticulture, agriculture, farming, the arts, media, film, music, digital arts, the clothing, apparel, manufacturing, cut and sew, import, export, the technology, Web3, coding, software, hardware, the shelter, earth ships, monolithic domes, land trust and whatnot, tiny homes, things like that nature. Send us an email. You understand? Let's build. We're not waiting for nobody else to come and save us, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And we're not trying to we're not here to compete with anybody either. We're here to collaborate. Don't come with that energy of competition, because you'll get your shit knocked. You're gonna get smacked down. That's not the energy that any one of us is trying to present. You know what I'm saying? This is not a pissing contest. You dig what I'm saying? This ain't about choosing one over the other. We never dealt with that, and we damn sure not dealing with that now. So I beg of you, and I ask you kindly and respectfully, keep that shit far away from me. Y'all could go ahead and do that homoerotic shit on your own time. We don't got nothing to do with that. Okay? We never signed up for that. So stop obsessing over grown men need to stop obsessing over other men. You know what I mean? Go on fucking Tinder, nigga. Go get you a date or something. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, and we will catch up with you very soon. Peace and love. All right?
Okay, so the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock them like Blanco. Only pope with your knowledge, a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the cheek on my.
We're back.
The art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts. Okay, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock them like Blanco. Only pope with your knowledge, a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Started in Richmond, art in my district. Heart of the mystics, parted for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for check, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hack, put it in nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. It's a movie, it's a movie.
Yeah.